Welcome to the Distance Learning Kitchen, where we put a little heart into everything we make. And if you haven't guessed, it is Valentine's Day. And so our recipes today are going to deal with Valentine's Day. Before I start doing any food demonstrations, I just want to share a thought with you, and that is, before we can have an effective relationship with anyone else, we have to like who we are. In fact, we need to love ourselves first before we can love anyone else. So I want you to think about that. When I say Valentine's Day, it doesn't mean smoochy smoochy, that kind of thing necessarily. It has to do with just remembering the people that you love and why you love them. So think about that as I get into this recipe. The first recipe I'm going to do for you today is chocolate covered strawberries. So as you can see, we've got strawberries, we've got the different chocolates. And what I did before I prepped anything is I went through the box of strawberries and I chose the ones that looked the best for using to coat with chocolate, to cover with chocolate. I washed them in my colander, shook out the water good. I laid them on a towel. As you can see, whatever towel you use, it's going to stain them, so just be aware. So I have an old one that's got holes in it. It's fine. And I also had a paper towel, and I dried them really, really good. These have to be dry so that the chocolate strawberries will stay longer once you get them ready. All right, so I have those ready. I started chopping up my chocolate. The recipe calls for 6 ounces of a good semi-sweet chocolate, and it gives different brands you can use. And they don't want you to use semi-sweet chocolate chips because of what goes into those chocolate chips. It won't allow for nice smooth melting, and so that's why I'm using this. And then I also need, I think it's 3 ounces, and you can check your recipe because it's listed in our class, of white chocolate. And so I went ahead and I've got that all chopped up and ready to go. But I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And I just want you to look, because anything chocolate we know is good. You take this out, look at this wrapper. It's gold. Doesn't it make you think of like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Right? Like, do you have the golden ticket? And so when you open this up, I want you to be able to see the squares that are here. So here we go. I was looking for that seam. I didn't want to tear the pretty foil. There we go. I don't think I'm going to have to tear a little bit of it, yes, to get in it. There we go. And then I just want you to look at how delicious this is, and how pretty it looks, and how upscale it looks. I'm going to put this on my cutting board, and so I'm going to go from one camera to the next, and you can see how gorgeous this chocolate is. You can see the chocolate label just a little bit better, nice and close. And oh, look at this, isn't it beautiful? And oh my gosh, can I just tell you, it smells wonderful. I want to draw your attention to the back of the packaging, because it tells you in here that this whole package is 4 ounces. I need 6 ounces. So I already have 1 full bar in my glass bowl, and so now I need to add a half a bar to get my 6 ounces. All right, so I have that. I'm just going to take this other lovely, precious chocolate. I'm going to move it aside for now, and I'm going to cut this. All right. I'm just going to take my knife and work my way through the chocolate. And then I'm going to come back this way. And we need to cut this up into small pieces because this is going to get melted. And this will help us to melt the chocolate and keep it from getting being on the heat too long, because that's not a good thing. It'll start to clump up and get thick. So that's why we want to definitely bring our chocolate. I know you can't see that right now because my bowl just covered it. And scoop it up and put it in the bowl, and we're ready to go microwave it. So there's 1 or 2 ways that we can melt the chocolate. You can look at the recipe to see how it says to use the double boiler. I prefer using the microwave. I just put this in the microwave. half power, 50% power for 1 minute. And then I'm going to give it a stir, and I really don't have to stir much. I think you can see, and I'll lift it up just to make sure. Here we go. There's still a few little clumps. No, I think they're melting out. But if your microwave, well, yeah, I do have, yeah, I'll put it back in. I'll put it back in, and we'll just give it another little time in the microwave. It says another minute. I clearly do not have to do that. My microwave is a little bit stronger than that. How our chocolate all melted, and I hope you can tell I had to change my apron. See if you can figure out why. We'll talk about it in class after you view the video. All right, so I've got my chocolate, I have my strawberries, we are ready to dip. We need a tray with some parchment paper or wax paper. And so I have wax paper, and I went ahead and just put mine, you can put it in the refrigerator or the freezer, and I just put mine in the freezer just to get it cold, because it's gonna help our chocolate to set faster. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna grab one of these strawberries very carefully, hold it by the little green leaves and the top of the berry, and you're just gonna dip it in the chocolate and swirl it around. Get a nice little coating and gently let the chocolate drip off. Oh my gosh. If you like chocolate, then you're just drooling right now. There we go. I'm gonna lay that right there. I'm gonna get my next strawberry, and obviously go with your bigger ones first. Oh, and I've got some chocolate on my finger, and I want to get it off because I don't want to get it onto the leaves. But you're gonna run into this when you do this. All right, here we go. Let me tip the bowl. Take our strawberry, rotate it around in the chocolate. And I don't know, have you been to one of the malls where you see where they have a confectionery store and they have these beautiful chocolate dipped strawberries? And think about how much they are. Maybe go online right now and look and see what chocolate dipped strawberries cost to have delivered. And yes, think about the grocery stores. Strawberries are probably a little more expensive right now. Now, this strawberry, I'm looking at it, and I don't think that it's really one I want to use for this, so I'm going to just move it. Also, I can see where a little bit of drippage on there, so these strawberries are not going to be lasting very long after they're dipped, so we're okay. But if I needed them to last a day or two, woo, I definitely would not want to. I would really be keeping an eye on that, because those will start to ooze through the chocolate. All right, here's another beautiful one. Think about the strawberries in the store and think about the prices, because supply and demand, right? There's certain times of year where certain foods cost more than others, and it's not necessarily related to what's in season. All right, give it a little shake and a twirl on the tray. Oh, yummy, yummy. All right, here we go. Let me go a little bit faster for you. And shake. All right, and after I put this one on the tray, I'm going to do a little close-up for you so you can see how that goes. All right. All right, so here's a close-up. We're going to just take our strawberry in there, tilt the bowl to get the chocolate to one side, lift it up, give it a nice little shake, let some of that chocolate drip off, kind of twirl it, let that little drip fall, and then take it over to the tray. So let me do that again. I want to make sure I'm getting a good camera angle for you. Plus, it's fun. Drip. Swizzle it off. Whoop, I think I'm going too high. I'm looking at my cameraman's face. So here we are. Let's do another. I'll try to keep it lower. Here we go. Keep that low. Do a little swizzly drip, twist it, let that fall right there and on the tray. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish these up, and then when I come back, oh my goodness, you're gonna see us do something really cool. What I'm gonna do, finish dipping these, stick them in the fridge so that the chocolate can set, and then when we come back, we'll do our final step. So I'll be right back, guys. I was just thinking, some people are not gonna have that other chocolate around, but they might have a bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips in their cupboard. So I went ahead and I melted some, and I wanna show you the difference. So the chocolate that I did that was in the bar, it's obviously been sitting for several minutes. And I just want you to look at the thickness of it, or the runniness of it. And then this is some chocolate chips that I melted. And I want you to look at the difference in how it acts. And so when you are using semi-sweet chocolate chips for melting and for dipping something in, usually your recipes will tell you to add like a little bit of like some paraffin wax to give it that runniness that it needs. So that's truly a thick chocolate. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dip one in here, just because what the heck, I've already melted it, and then we'll be able to compare it. And you know what, if this is all you have, this is all you have, and you can still make something really special for somebody. And I think that that's important to remember and not lose sight of. So I'm just gonna put that one right here. Alrighty, we'll come back and see what's next. I just wanted to show you something while we're waiting for those strawberries. You can buy chocolate in lots of different forms, and you can see here, this says that these are chocolate fondue chips. And when I open up the can, oh, there we go. You're going to have this comes with a bag, and we have these little wafery kinds of chips. And these are for dipping, and it says for chocolate fondue, and they melt really easy. You don't have to have a fondue pot to do this. You can just melt them the way that I did with the microwave, or you can do them in a double boiler, you know, or a bowl inside of a pot that's with simmering water. And then you can dip different kinds of fruits, just a variety of items, even pretzels. You can even dip some chocolate chips into it. If you, I mean, not chocolate chips, excuse me, potato chips. Some people really like that. So just another form of chocolate. So especially around this time of year, you'll find a variety in different places. So just keep your eye out and think about things when you see them in the store, what you might be able to use them for, because it's not just for Valentine's Day to tell somebody that you love them. Welcome back, guys. We're going to show you the next step on what to do with these strawberries. And I always believe that when you're doing something you enjoy, just enjoy that experience. I've got some of my favorite coffee here. Just makes it that much better. All right, so I'm gonna pull these out. And look at these, aren't these great? And so what I'm gonna do next is I've gone ahead and melted my white chocolate. And I'm just gonna get this here. And we're gonna drizzle. Now, I'm used to drizzling with a chocolate fork and not a regular fork. So we're just gonna experiment here. Oh yeah, that works. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Here we go. So you don't want too much. This is how we're gonna make it look like the ones you get in the store. Here we go. Oh, nice. Just be prepared. It's not going to stay exactly where you want it, right? I've just flung some chocolate. That's okay. It cleans up. And you truly can just decide how much you want on there. As you can see, I already started plating them. When you take them off of the paper, you're just going to peel them off. And if you have any little stringy pieces hanging off, you can just peel them off the paper. And that's what I did on some of them. They just peeled right off, and then I just stuck them on the plate. And doesn't that make a lovely presentation? And oh my goodness, guys, Let me just move this out of the way. It's just my old baking sheet, right? Here we go. Be interesting to check how much these cost and look at what you pay for a container of strawberries and some chocolate. And there you go. So just remember, put a little heart into everything you make. And I just hope you share this with someone that means something to you. Thank you for joining me.